welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions. Oh, I got the Hermit on the bottom. That's your card. Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the June 15 to 30th period. Look at that. Virgo energy on the Hermit and Aquarian energy here on the spread. Keep getting that for you. Interesting. Okay, so we are experiencing a lot of transformative energy right now since that lunar and solar eclipse, and it's almost like we're starting to connect the dots, my friends. All of those dots are going to start to get connected, and it's a very transformative period. So let's see what messages we have for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this period. Let's begin. We see the Three of Pentacles. So as I said, you are starting to formulate the initial completion of something. Something is new in the material world for you that you've been working on, and you've reached the first phase of completion. And it's time to prepare for the next investment, the next step. So sometimes once we get the first phase done, we start to realize that to take it to the next level, there's a lot of things involved. And that can be an overwhelming time where we may procrastinate, we may delay, we may feel like, oh, I don't think I have it in me, maybe I don't have the resources. These are the things that need to come into balance for you in this upcoming period, my Virgo friends, is that you are working on creating something new. And so keep going, right? Like keep going. Don't allow any of the obstacles that reveal themselves to dissuade you. You can conquer any obstacle that comes up. You've made it to this point with something new, right? So we need to remember that. Now, the process you're on right now is very creative. We see the Queen of Pentacles, and she's upright. So that tells me that you are busy looking at being self-sufficient, enriching your life, and understanding who you are through that pathway. So you are busy working on something that is very self-enriching. You are really looking at how to tap into the part of yourself that understands the physical body, your physical body, and the presence we have here while we inhabit our physical body, and what's the word I'm trying to say? The inspiration. Thank you. It was between inspiration and imagination. Both of them are relevant. You're using those tools and your knowledge of yourself. It's like you're tapping into all of that energy coming in on a physical level, and you're using it to create something in the physical world that is going to enrich you, create a self-sufficient environment for you, and pleasure. You're going to enjoy this work that you're doing, you know? Now, the truth behind the Three of Pentacles here, the truth behind this project that you're working on is that right now you're at a place where you're almost thinking about just taking the success that you've reached here and fleeing. And you're almost like, well, why don't I just take what I've understood so far and cut and run, right? And that's interesting because you are on the process of understanding yourself through this project that you're working on. And that initial feeling I had of sort of encouraging you to not see the obstacles as insurmountable, that is the energy that I'm seeing here in this card, is that, you know, there's a part of you that's almost like the struggle and competition and obstacles that the success of getting to this point has revealed to you are almost making you think of cutting and running, which is very interesting. It's almost like, you know, you had a vision for something that you wanted to create, and you got to the first phase of it pretty smoothly, right? You got to the first phase of it really smoothly. And now that there are some obstacles coming up, you're starting to wonder if you should keep going or change course. And it's almost like there's this struggle from the feeling that you've made it this far. What should you do now? Should you speak your truth, or should you just change courses completely? Should you you're really questioning your authenticity here. It's a question of authenticity. It's almost like you've reached this level of success in the initial completion of this, and now you're like, how do I move forward past these obstacles in an authentic way? Yes, authenticity is the truth that's going to help release this block. Stay authentic. Be you. You can enrich your life on this path. Now, oh wow, the action that is being summoned here for you with respect to this pathway of understanding yourself through this new creative force that you have of self-sufficiency is the Ace of Rods, which is a beautiful, auspicious invitation to start a spiritual, passionate, creative, soulful, embrace life fully situation. You are being invited to take this action, Virgo, where you tap into spirit and sort of understand that I feel like telling you that not everything comes just from hard work, like physical work. Sometimes we can bring energy into our life by attracting it instead of chasing it. You don't have to chase it all the time. And maybe that's the obstacle here, is that you feel like in order to get to the next level, you have to chase it. But you don't. You can be authentic and tap into that spiritual, intuitive aspect of yourself, which is highly creative. It's highly creative. And in fact, it burns through the mental and physical blocks. You need to tap into that spiritual side of yourself, that your intuition, your spiritual side. What are the practices here? Are you taking care of that inner voice? What are you saying to yourself about this situation, Virgo? It's very interesting because we see swords, pentacles, and wands. And I'm wondering, when's the emotion going to tap in here? When, I bet you maybe your final guidance card here. Oh no, it's more swords. You need to heal some mental blocks. It's the Six of Swords, right sandwiched in between here. It really says that you need to heal some inner beliefs about yourself before you move forward. There are some things that are blocking you that need your attention, okay? The Six of Swords is really a time where you have faced the truth, but now you need to reassess yourself. You need to gain insight from that experience to go forward. See, this in this picture here, you're leaving that shoreline and you're going to go heal and transform. And it's in reverse. So that says to me that you need to unresist it. Unresist it? You need to stop resisting this healing time. It's necessary. You've gotten this far. And now in order to keep going, you need to heal some stuff. It's almost like once we progress along a pathway, we learn things about ourselves, and we need to stop and notice how we did see that Hermit card come up a lot when I was shuffling. That says you need time in solitude to tap into some of that wisdom, okay? So that you can go forward on this new beautiful page forward. This Ace of Rods is like a brand new crisp chapter in a book that hasn't been written yet, and you're going to write it. And it's going to be a timeline where you really understand yourself through healing this. This healing is going to help you step into the next phase of whatever it is that you're working on initiating here. Now let's clarify all of this. And confidence. Don't forget my little statue hit the sacral bowl here. So having confidence in yourself and understanding that you can do this, and it's not always just physical work that accomplishes things. Spirit needs to be invited and is inviting you. Now let's look at that Three of Pentacles for my Virgos here. What's going on? Oh, thank you. Oh, so many. Let's see what the story is to clarify what's going on here. Okay, so I see here we've got a story. We've got a story that starts with loss. Something ended, and as a result of that ending, you started something new. You started to manifest a new path, and you got to the Three of Pentacles, which is the initial phase of completion. Following that, the emotions, I knew some cups were coming. Here's the King of Cups to say the emotion, your emotion about this has been sort of like, you're not allowing the emotions to come through. Okay? And you're sort of focusing on just the physical labor. And you're thinking already about who's going to be your competition. Okay? You're wondering about stuff, but you're ignoring other stuff. The stuff that, I love this, you got the 10 of Cups here. That says to me that whatever it is that you're working on is going to be successful. It's just, you've got to get out of your own way. Okay, Virgo? And you've got to tap into that intuition. Tap into that spiritual side of yourself. Let's look at this 7 of Swords here, which is the truth behind the blocks of what Virgo is experiencing here. What is the truth behind that block? Ooh, one card right at the end. Really wanted to come out. The Tower. Yeah, the truth behind it is that you need to face these truths, and you have not done so sufficiently. You need to face these truths and heal from them, because everything has changed. The veil has lifted. Those lightning bolts up there are there. Those are truth bombs hitting your entire world. And the truth is now revealed. So you have to accept it. You can't rebuild this tower. This is going to fall into the sea. Okay? It's time to start a new tower. And that 10 of Cups is saying it's time for a new cycle. And it's going to be a great one. It's going to be a beautiful initiation here, but we need to heal from the truth that has been revealed. Okay, that makes sense. Now, what is this healing of the final guidance of the 6 of Swords? Virgo needs to go away and heal and understand in isolation and in solitude. Yeah, you need to understand the truth. The 5 of Wands is a truth bomb that is saying you're leveling up, and it's time to pay attention to the struggle you just went through and pay attention to it on a soulful level. Okay, you are initiating a very beautiful situation here. Something is being manifested, but something needs to heal first, and it's this conflict. There was a conflict that revealed a truth to you on a spiritual level that you have not accepted fully or processed, and that's what's the guidance for you. You need to process that experience. Now, the action was the Ace of Rods. Ooh, that came out right away. And we see the Knight of Pentacles, which is a card that says mindful, gratitude, daily tasks. Ordinary daily tasks of life is where you need to put your focus. Very Queen of Pentacle energy as well. The two speak to each other by saying you're going to find out what makes you feel self-sufficient and enriched and pleased and have that feeling of pleasure and joy by reevaluating your tasks of daily living and being very mindful of the gratitude you express. This is a situation of coming into spirit. You are being invited to come into your spiritual sense of yourself. Very much so, Virgo. Let's look at that Queen of Pentacles. Thank you. The Knight of Cups. So you got the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and that's going to help. You need to get into the emotions. I have a feeling that you are, if this is resonating for you, Virgo, you sit in your emotions and you squash them. You're not allowing them to play. Why? Why can't your emotions be... Oh, and look at that. The 4 of Cups was flipped over in my deck. You feel dissatisfied emotionally. You feel dissatisfied emotionally. And it's, I think, because you're not exercising a gratitude attitude. You're exercising and focus on the obstacles attitude. There is truth in obstacle. Every obstacle we face reveals a truth to us. And it's like you haven't realized that truth yet because you're not tapping into the emotions. Let's get the oracle messages for you on this situation. For Virgo, on this path, what is the guidance here? Voyage. Yeah, you are taking a new voyage. You are understanding yourself in a new way. And we got voyage, patience, enlightenment, and success. Look at that. That is very clear to me. You are being asked to take a voyage to understand yourself in a new way, but you need to be patient because enlightenment knows no timeline, right? Enlightenment in and of itself has no timeline. And so to be frustrated with the pathway to enlightenment is to create an impediment of impatience. And so, when we're open and mindful and feel that daily gratitude in everything that surrounds us, we know that there is no expectation of time. There is no need to have an expectation of time. Everything is divinely timed. And I feel like you are being impatient because you're used to doing things physically. You're used to seeing a task and then physically doing that task, and then it completes, and then you feel successful. You're being asked to tap into a whole new set of skill sets here. One that is spiritual and enlightened with that intuition. That is going to lead to your success, my friend. You need to take this voyage, though. Now, let's get the final card for you here. This reading has gone a little long. Sorry about that. Let's see. Community. Yeah. You are starting something new here, and it's a whole new community, and you could be facing this all started with a loss, right? This whole process was initiated because something left, and it caused you to have to reevaluate things and bring in something new. And it's time to look to the community. You don't have to do this by yourself. And in fact, this community also implies your spirits guiding you, the ascended masters watching over you. You need to tap into that energy of the spiritual realm that is trying to invite you on this beautiful pathway, this new voyage, right? And it's going to change things for you. The Tower is here. That means things have radically shifted for you, Virgo, and you're going to formulate a new community here once you get on board with this a little bit and stop the resistance, right? These nights are here to invite you with tangible initiation, right? It's not just an idea. This is something, a message is coming. You're going to be receiving something is emerging in your space, and it's time to prepare for it. It's time to get ready by focusing and grounding in your daily tasks and establishing a new community for yourself. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me, Virgo. If this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, my email's in the description below. Okay, take care, everyone. Lots of love and light.